Many thanks for staying with us on the newsroom. The embattled former Deputy President of the Senate, Ike Ekweremadu, has accused the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, of being responsible for his travels at the London court where he is in detention. The senator, who has been in custody in London over an alleged organ harvest, told the Federal High Court in Abuja that the anti-graft agency wrote a letter to the London court that made the foreign court to refuse to admit him to bail. The detained senator alleged that the EFCC fraudulently obtained the forfeiture order for government by concealing information that investigation on the 40 properties started as far back as 2008. The trial judge, Justice Inyang Ekwo, subsequently fixed January 25, 2023 for ruling in the matter. The Nigeria Extractive Industries Transparency Initiative has welcomed the decision of the federal government to set up a special investigative panel on oil theft and losses in Nigeria. NAIT gave the assurances that working with other members of the panel would have been carefully selected to carry out the oil theft investigation. The agency will rely more on its multi-stakeholders to support the work of the committee. In a related development, NAIT National Stakeholders Working Group has renewed its call to the federal government to establish a similar special investigation panel on the Glencore bribery scandal, as some Nigerian government officials in the oil and gas industry were among those who were alleged to have received the bribe payments to facilitate and secure crude oil contracts and other business advantages for Glencore. The Senate and House Representatives Committee on Niger Delta on Thursday have screened Loretta Onoche as chairman of the Niger Delta Development Commission Board. Onoche, a special assistant on social media to President Muhammadu Buhari, was screened by the joint committees alongside 13 others for NDDC board roles. This is the second time the president has forwarded a list of nominees for the NDDC board for confirmation. Beijing's ambassador to France has said last month's protests in China were caused by local government failures to manage COVID-19, but were soon taken advantage of by foreign forces. Liu Shais also said that the protests had the smell of color revolutions, adding that these have been happening frequently in developing countries in the past. Over 10 days in late November, protesters called for an end to the prolonged lockdowns and COVID-19 testing. Amid the protest, a few citizens had called for the Communist Party and even President Xi Jinping to step down. The nation's inflation rate has risen to 21.47% in November, continuing its 2022 surge. This is a 0.3 percentage point higher than the 21.09% that was recorded in October. In its Consumer Price Index for November 2022, released on Thursday, the National Bureau of Statistics said the rise is due to an increase in demand due to the festive season. It further added that increase in the cost of importation due to the persistent currency depreciation and a general increase in the cost of production are responsible for the increase in the annual inflation rate. Former Tunisian President Monsef Marzouki has said current President Kais Saied is part of counter-revolution in the country. Marzouki explains that Saied's rise by arguing that more time was needed for the revolution to bear fruit and that he had seized on the populace's frustrations. Saied, a populist figure who was elected as Tunisia's president in 2019 on a platform that blamed the country's economic woes on the political elites that had run Tunisia since 2011, including people like Marzouki. In sports, Deontay Wilder's clash with Anthony Joshua has been pushed back before any real serious talks began, the World Boxing News has revealed. The news comes as Wilder and his team proclaim to be in the dark over Joshua, stating that the fight will definitely happen in a recent magazine interview. Right now, Wilder and Joshua have alternative rules to an eventual battle, despite the best intentions of co-manager of the bronze bomber, Shelly Finkel, when he opened a communication line with Joshua's handler, Eddie Hearn. Well, that's all on the newsroom. Many thanks for watching. I'm Simisola Ajigo. Bye for now.